All right, man. What we got on the itinerary today? We're gonna start with Davion Mitchell
Our
signing
boy Davion
signing
just got
signing a new
signed.
deal. Yeah, he signed his new little deal. We were just talking about him and his deal and stuff, and what he would do. And what was we saying again? We were saying either he takes whatever deal Miami, because he was a restricted free agent or whatever.
Right.
Either he takes whatever Miami gives him, or he takes a better deal from another team. He took a deal from Miami, which I think is a very good deal. It, it
Smart for him.
it's more than we was projecting, because I think when we was talking about it, we said like 8 million, 9 million, or something like that,
Well,
maybe even 10.
he was projected to make around 8.7 mil. But the Miami he ended up giving him 12.
So we gave him 2 years, 24 million, 12 million a year.
Yeah.
I think it's worth it.
I think you don't lock yourself into a long-term deal with him just yet because that was a small sample size what he did last season. With the 10 points and the 5 rebounds, 5 assists. I feel like Miami is looking for consistency out of Mitchell right now. So if he can provide us with some consistent play and consistent minutes next season, he could probably get a bigger contract down the road for sure. I feel like it's a good signing for the Heat, man.
It's a
All
very
in
good
all.
signing for the Heat, yeah, because we need to secure. So what happens when Okay, so I saw somebody said they were saying it as a joke though. They were saying Spo's gonna give all 48 minutes of the point guard, all the 48 point guard minutes to Drew Smith and Davion Mitchell,
Right.
basically saying Yakachones ain't getting no minutes this season.
And that's a possibility because you know how Eric Spoelstra don't really like to play the young guys like that. And the kid is only 19 years old, still pretty raw. Does have a lot of talent though, as we've seen. With his ability to pass and all that. It'll just really depend on how he progresses throughout the off-season workouts and what his summer league is looking like. Because I feel like if he has a really, really strong summer league, Spo's probably gonna play him maybe a little bit. I feel like when Ahame was getting all those minutes the way he was getting them his rookie year, he had a really, really strong summer league. If you remember, he had a really strong summer
Really
league,
strong summer league.
and he was also a older prospect too,
He
coming
was
out of UCLA.
seasoned.
So Yakachones, he's really, really talented, but he only played a year in college. He's still only 19. So we just have to see what happens.
But we talk
But
when we talk, but we also didn't you say he played against grown men?
yeah, he played in Lithuania and he played in Spain. So that could also contribute to him getting more playing time this season too. Because if Spo is looking at it from that perspective, okay, he's experienced like playing pro basketball already. Might not be the NBA pros, but those guys overseas is not slouches either. If you're talking about guys from Spain, guys from Lithuania, guys like Luka Doncic done played over there. You know what I mean? We'll just have to see. I'm still excited. It's more so of a future pick than anything,
Right.
but I'm still excited. You know, and I think that's the reason why they re-signed Davion Mitchell. Drew Smith is coming back, and Miami love Drew Smith.
They love Drew Smith.
They love Drew Smith, so I feel like Drew Smith and Mitchell taking up majority of the minutes the first year for Yakachones ain't too bad. The kids some time to develop. You know what I mean? You seen how long it took for them to really, really play Khalil Ware. I think Khalil Ware only played like 64 games. Because the beginning of the year, most of the time he was spent in the G League.
Right.
That's not always a bad thing. I guess it just depends on developmental plan they have laid out for Yakachones. We don't know what it is, because playing point guard is the hardest position in the league.
Right, because you
And
floor general, you gotta see everything, you gotta do everything, you gotta, if the coach give you the play, you gotta run it. Anybody can run it, but the point guard gonna run it the best.
yeah, and I think the knock on Yakachones going in college was he had like a turnover problem. Like he was turning the ball over a lot. And I think maybe that's accustomed to him being like the head honcho on that team because he was like the first option on that team. Miami, he's not gonna have to be the first option, so we could probably see those turnovers go down a little bit.
Yeah, it'll get fixed because
Yeah,
somebody else also had a turnover problem. Was it between one? It was one of our rookies. Was it? It's Hawkes. Hawkes had a turnover problem too. I don't
yeah.
like, but he's not a point guard. But either way it goes, like when they like we gonna correct that. All right, we talk about it all the time. We got the best development in the league. The
Yeah,
best.
so we all we have to do is trust
Trust the
the
development.
development,
That's all
the
we gotta do.
developmental process of Yakachones. We might not always agree with what they do, with his playing time, because all the fans want to see him play. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's excited about the pick and all that. We just have to really hold our horses and man, just trust the coaching staff.
Yeah, you gotta
They
trust
know
the
what they
process.
doing.
Same thing when it comes to the off season. When motherfuckers don't do what y'all want them to do, man, just trust the process. But so we won't get too far off track. The signing of Davion Mitchell ultimately forced Miami to make a decision on Duncan Robinson. And I guess they
Right.
came to the conclusion, I guess they came together and decided that they'll reconstruct his contract because he declined his player option. Maybe he finally realized, yeah, I'm getting paid too much. And
Yeah.
I will say, if he does it so he can remain on the team, that's the one thing I talk about all the time. I always respect a player that like what a player do. Not, oh, I'm gonna go get more money somewhere else. Trust the process over here. You wasn't worth the 90 million when you got it.
I think he can sign a $94 million contract.
You upped the number, it made it worse.
Nigga, and you know what's funny about that? You mentioned his contract. That was definitely whoever Duncan Robinson's agent was at that time. I gotta give you your applause, man. The way you was able to finesse us to giving Duncan Robinson a 4-year $94 million contract is insane because that's because the Lakers just offered Austin Reeves
4
4-year
years,
$90 million contract
right?
not too long ago, and we all know Austin Reeves is worth more than fucking Duncan Robinson, nigga.
Yeah, yeah, for
And
sure, for sure.
if I'm
So if you
Austin
look
Reeves,
if you
nigga,
look at it from there, yeah, Austin Reeves should get more.
yeah, but if I'm Austin Reeves, I'm not pocket watching or nothing like that. But nigga, if Duncan Robinson over here, a one-dimensional ass player, can get $94 million, nigga, I should be able to get at least 110, 120.
Yeah, I could see
You know what I
it.
mean?
I could see it from that
You know what I
perspective.
mean? That's how I'm looking at. I'm not pocket watching, but if I'm looking at the salaries that these niggas is making, a lot of niggas making stupid money that they ain't supposed to be making. Austin Reeves can give you 50. He can give you 45. A night where LeBron's taking the night off, Luka taking the night off. He can give you 50. Okay, Robinson can't give you 50. That nigga can barely give you 2 threes a game.
Man, don't even want to on man. I still believe if Duncan Robinson leaves and go to a different team, different roles, different missions, different things going on, and he just gets to do whatever he want, I think he'll be a good from the corner shooter.
I think we had this conversation already though. What did I say?
I don't
I said
remember.
if the Miami Heat would have cut Duncan Robinson today, nigga, it don't matter what team he go on. It don't matter none of that. You'd never hear Duncan Robinson's name again.
But the reason I don't agree with that, even though I really believe in that logic, I like to think I conjured it up. I don't think that will happen with Duncan Robinson. He's always been a shooter before he came to Miami. Our development probably helped, but he's the nigga. He's the best shooter on Miami Heat, and
Let
he's
me ask you
ass.
something. No, he's not. Tyler Hero
He
is the best shooter.
he's over Tyler Hero in the 3-point shooting.
He's not. He's not.
Come
He's
on,
not.
man.
He's
You
not.
you you want to look? Go on go look it up.
He's not.
Look it up.
I'm not looking it up, bro.
Bro, look it up, bro. You know the Miami Heat 3 minute 3-point drill.
He won it.
He's at the top of the
Uh,
leadership board. He makes the most threes in 3 minutes against all them niggas. You know who else on that board?
Ooh.
I think Gabe Vincent, Tyler Hero on there. Oladipo like number 2 or 3.
Oladipo out of all people.
Come on, bro. I'm telling you, bro. That's just crazy. But hey, man, that nigga's a shooter. Back to what I was saying. He's a shooter, shoot, and like his career ain't never evolved like where the development was crazy enough to where like a Gabe Vincent, for example, he had to do a lot. He had to learn how to shoot. He had to learn how to dribble. He had to learn how to do all this. All in the Miami Heat system, just to go try to do it in fucking LA that don't give a fuck about him. They're not gonna continue to work with you, and they're not even gonna play you. So whatever. When it comes, but Duncan Robinson though, he's a shooter. He's been shooting. All he knows how to do is shoot. All you sending him out there to do is shoot. You don't need him to do nothing else. You don't even need him to put the ball down on the floor. Just get open. If he goes to a team that knows how to get him open, he's shooting. That's going to happen. And it don't have to be nothing spectacular to where it's like he's going to possibly win a chip. But if he goes to like the Wizards or the fucking Charlotte or a bum-ass team, it wouldn't matter because he would still be able to do his little numbers or whatever and still maintain a little bit of points and still be all right. Unlike in Miami or a contending team, which might give him issues. But I think Duncan Robinson will be all right, man. Like, I don't know,
I think
bro.
he'll be serviceable in the league still.
He'll still be doing the same thing he's been doing, just shooting. I mean, I don't know if he'll cook Wemby on another team like when he was on our team, when he be doing his little moves and shit. But I don't know. But for the most part, I like to think Duncan Robinson won't be one of those players like Caleb
Hey, Vincent.
Martin, Gabe Vincent that just fall to. There's a lot of people that come to Miami, look good, then leave. Jimmy Butler might be one of them, but hey, we'll wait for the future to see that. Like once you leave Miami system, you won't be the same. It's a different drive when you get there, but like the drive doesn't affect Duncan Robinson because all he does is shoot.
It's true though.
That's all he do is shoot. The nigga barely got into game, but like you said, nigga couldn't even give you 2 threes. He couldn't make them. He's already like anything that happens after this, nothing's gonna change. He either gonna give you 2 threes or he not.
Yeah.
Same shit.
So what do you ultimately see this move of him declining? You think Miami is gonna bring him back on a cheaper deal?
Yes, I think that's what's gonna happen. It's either that or because every time we talked about a trade, we included him in it. Let's be for real, me and you. So
Right.
we really don't care if he goes or stays. But what we did know was he was getting paid too much. So now we're out of the luxury tax or whatever tax apron or whatever the fuck that shit. I don't know what none of that kitchen shit is. But now we under it, and I guess now we have more wiggle room for shit.
Did you see the Miami Heat? Because you know the Heat are heavily interested in Kaminga, even though they might say they're not. Do you see a scenario where they could potentially use Duncan Robinson as a trade piece to maybe acquire a guy like Jonathan Kaminga?
I don't think so because him opting out, ain't he a free agent? He can't get traded, right?
Think so. Yeah, I think that's true.
Yeah, he can't get traded. He can't get traded because he's a free. He can get picked up by somebody that offers him a contract.
Yeah.
So essentially, now that I'm thinking about it, yeah, the nigga we can't include him in no trade packages.
But if the Miami Heat re-signed him
Then
for
they
a
would
cheaper deal,
then they could include him. I mean, I
yeah,
feel like if they included him in the deal and tried to make it happen before the deadline came to try to figure out what he was gonna do with his contract, then we could have used all that money we was paying him as leverage to make the package a little heavier. You feel me?
I
But
think Miami had until
until
July
yesterday,
1st, July 1st until that money kicks in.
I don't
Had to
know.
make a
When I
decision.
looked at it, it said that they had like 24 hours to figure it out, and that's why he declined his player option. Well, for Duncan Robinson, he had 24 hours to figure it out, or some shit like that. I don't know. I probably
I
include a clip of it.
definitely feel like they did talk to him before. They probably convinced him to opt out so they can sign him to a cheaper deal.
Sign him to a cheaper deal, help the team
Because
out.
if you're Duncan Robinson, right, the trajectory of your career kind of been going down a little bit lately, the past 2 seasons. You've
Market
been
not gonna look
declining a little
good.
bit.
The market not gonna look good.
Your market not really gonna look good. And let's be for real, bro. Not gonna be able to get that 20 mil anywhere else. You would have just been making 20 mil, but you would have just been rotting on the bench. We probably would have ended up trading you anyways. So I think the best option for Robinson was to just work his deal with the Heat and stay with Miami. Man, it's like you said, we don't mind Duncan Robinson. Just just can't be one of the main guys on the team. He can be like coming off the bench, shit, do his little thing.
$94 million was insane.
He won that shit off of that finals run we had that year in the bubble. You remember Duncan Robinson was going crazy that year, bro, in the bubble? That boy couldn't miss in the bubble, dog. Oh, so what else we got, man? What else we got?
Julius Randle signed a new deal with the
Signed a new deal
Timberwolves.
with the Timberwolves.
100 million, 3 years.
Damn, bro. Hindsight 2020 now. Do you think Minnesota should have I was about to say Minnesota. You think the Knicks should have kept Julius Randle?
I don't know. I want to say yes, but I want to say no. I don't know why. It felt like he was more toxic over there at the Knicks. He feel like he's chilling in Minnesota. He likes being there. The only thing I would say is, yeah, I don't know. I think the trade worked out for both teams. I think Cat looks good in New York, and Randall looks good in Minnesota as an older nigga that can mentor Anthony Edwards too, and then Cat can just be in New York. I don't know. I don't know, but it don't feel wrong. It feels like everybody's where they need to be at.
Okay, I feel like I don't really know about the mentoring part because I don't really know. I don't never really looked at Julius Randle, the mentoring type of guy.
Hold on. First of all,
Uh,
you can critique him for whatever you think he is, but a older guy that's been doing what you're trying to do for longer than you can always give you some insight. It's called, they got the wisdom. You feel me? They're wise. He's been through some things. Even the little stories he tell you could help you. It's like just little dumb shit. Like,
Julius Randle. Now I'm thinking about it. He was in LA for a little minute. So that's who drafted him, and then he went to New York, and then now he's in Minnesota. He done had a little, he done moved around, bounced around a little
he was
bit.
at New York the whole time.
He was in LA for a little minute.
I feel like you're
Then
missing a team.
He went to New York. I think he went to New York right after LA, if I'm not mistaken. And now he went Minnesota.
So every time Julius Randle used to give me nightmares, he was with the Knicks.
But yeah, most likely.
That nigga couldn't miss. Always making shit. Hold on, I have to double check this fact. Teams. Oh yeah, he played for the Pelicans.
He did.
He played for the Pelicans for a year.
Honestly,
I don't remember. I don't remember that, but
wait, I do remember that because when Lonzo Ball and Julius Randle and them got traded for It was Lonzo Ball, Julius Randle, Brandon Ingram. They all got traded. I think they were all included in that Anthony Davis deal when Anthony Davis came to LA.
Oh, wait, Lonzo Ball got drafted by LA?
Yeah. Don't
Oh,
remember that? He
oh,
got drafted second
yeah.
overall.
I don't know why I thought in my head I was thinking about whatchamacallit, the fat nigga, the nigga, fuck is his name? He played for the Pelicans, bro.
Zion Williamson.
Zion. When I heard Zoe or just the Z, that's all I heard was the Z. So I thought you said Zion. I was about to say Zion. Zion got traded, but yeah, yup, for sure. They took
Remember,
Anthony.
they traded Lonzo Ball over there for Anthony Davis and them.
Yep. So,
Yeah.
so yeah, man, that's that. Like,
I mean, I feel like he helps the team, but I feel like it's a team friendly deal for Randall. You're not overpaying him. I feel like you're paying him just around what a normal team would pay him. But going back to what I was saying earlier about Reeves, maybe that's the reason why the Lakers offered Austin Reeves the money that they offered him. Because probably looking at you like a high end role player in a sense. You know, like think about a nigga like Nas Reed. I think Nas Reed is making more money than Randall. I think Nas Reed signed a 4-year 125 mil versus the 3-year 100 mil that Randall got.
yeah, it's just
Extra year.
an extra year. Mm-hmm.
So you never know. I mean, because with the new CBA and everything like that, you can't overpay people like that no more.
So
So I feel like 100.
how did Boston get away with giving away all that money?
I think that was before the new CBA
They gave two
kicked in.
stars like 300 million each.
I think that was before the new CBA though. You see, had to trade. They just traded Drew Holiday to the Blazers. Just traded Kristaps Porzingis. Who they trade Porzingis to?
Atlanta.
Hawks. Yeah, they traded Porzingis to the Hawks. So you see, they're shedding some of that salary now. Shedding some of that salary. They even know
Who you think next?
on that team
Yeah.
get traded.
Yeah.
Feel like
It's between Derek White and somebody else.
I think I'm gonna go the other route on this one. I don't think they trade anybody else.
What do you think they do? You think they good for now?
I think to just keep the guys they got right now.
Well, if that's the
Because they
case,
got Anthony Simons. You got Derek White, Anthony Simons, and Jaylen Brown for next season. It's not.
is Anthony Simons a point guard?
He's a shooting guard.
Okay.
But Derek White would have to play the point guard position. Should still be coming off the bench.
Okay.
I think you still got Al Horford over there. They probably have to make a couple more moves here and there, maybe. But I think all in all, I don't think they make any more moves. I don't think they make any more moves. That Jaylen Brown contract, making $300 million. I don't think they're going to be able to move that contract.
They're not gonna be able to move that. People keep saying, "Oh, Jaylen Brown to Miami." Fuck no.
Oh no, bro.
We cannot afford that contract.
Oh no. I feel like if Miami's gonna go out and try to pursue somebody, it should be a guy like Jonathan Kuminga
Giannis.
or Giannis, somebody like that. Those are the only two players could really see Miami going after. Anybody else is just like a decent to a minimum move at this point. I heard niggas saying that should get DeRozan. I don't want DeRozan on the team, bro.
No, we emptying the
That's not gonna
clip.
help us.
We emptying the clip for Giannis.
Yeah, we empty the clip for him.
And we getting rid of Bam, like you said. You said that, remember? Make you say it on camera.
I'm saying, listen, bro. I'm gonna say that because we was having this conversation yesterday. If a trade came up and we could include, because I'm looking at San Antonio. I feel like minus Miami, San Antonio would probably have an enticing trade package for Giannis because of all the young guys and the young assets they got over there. You seen that flamboyant ass nigga they picked up the draft. What is his name? Carter Bryant.
Mm-hmm.
Flamboyant looking ass a young boy. Nah. I think. What was the question again? Hold on. I got off course. Oh, Bam, Bam. Yeah. If we had to include somebody in the trade for spacing purposes and 3-point shooting purposes, I'd have to include Bam in the deal, bro. And I think they would go for that. It's better than whatever fucking San Antonio can give you, nigga. Especially if we attach a first-round pick to that shit.
Hey,
And
man.
a role player like Jaime or somebody like that, nigga. That's looking like the motherfucking Luka Doncic deal.
I would never turn on Bam on camera.
You would turn on him for me, the Greek freak.
I just might. Like it's a no brainer. It's like I feel like it's like if I'm playing like all right, man, I always take it to 2K. If I'm playing 2K and a trade comes up and they're saying they want Bam and da 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 da, I'm doing the trade if I can get Giannis. I'm doing it. Like
Yeah, I just feel like
because even on
Giannis could do
2K,
so much more.
even on 2K, where you control Giannis on the sticks, that nigga is like a immovable force damn near.
And I just feel like Giannis will just be able to do more, bro. But you know, he just can. You don't have to be because you know all the conversation that we have. What we always talk about when it comes to Bam. Bam's not scoring enough. Bam's not assertive enough. Bam's not doing this. Bam's not doing that. Nigga, you make that trade for Giannis and you include Bam, you're not gonna have to be saying that shit no more, bro.
Not
You
at
don't ever
all.
have to say a motherfucker ain't scoring enough. You ain't ever gotta say a motherfucker ain't rebounding enough. You ain't gotta say none of that. Giannis gonna do all that.
He gonna do that shit.
Oh, listen, man. If Miami, I think. Well, do you really think they're gonna move Giannis anyways? You think they're gonna move him for real this offseason?
I
He
think
hasn't officially asked for a trade.
I think no, but just because they haven't asked for a trade, you never know, man.
That means something isn't brewing in behind the
They
scenes,
probably trying to
right?
keep it quiet,
Listen, man.
when the Luka trade happened.
Yeah, but listen, bro. If that's the case, Miami could go ahead and empty the clip for Giannis, man. We be all right, bro. All right. You have Tyler, Giannis, and you have Ware. Because I think you still be able to keep Ware. You still be able to. But yo, how do you feel about Ace Bailey going to the Utah Jazz, man?
That's not on the list, but I feel like he definitely didn't want to be there, so it's kind of weird that they would draft somebody that don't want to be there. But you know the NBA has a weird way of what they call it, buck breaking niggas, to where it's like they're gonna let you know you don't run shit. You don't run nothing. You say you don't want to go here, that's where I'm gonna send you. Cause who the fuck do you think you are?
Yeah, because I feel like his draft strategy was to try to get to Washington at 6 or Brooklyn at 8. But the top 3 teams was what? The Dallas Mavericks, which we already knew them. The Mavericks wasn't gonna take them.
No, they taking
Spurs
Cooper.
Spurs could have took him, but they didn't. So I don't think he wanted to go there anyways. He didn't work out for nobody. Like he didn't work out for no teams. So and then the Sixers had the 3rd pick. But something's telling me that he didn't want to be in Philly. I don't know if it's because of the young core that's there, like Maxey, McCain, and them, Joel Embiid. So he probably felt as though he wasn't going to get the ball like that. Then the 4th pick was the Hornets. Also heard he didn't want to go there either.
Yeah, he didn't want to go to
So
Hornets or Jazz.
or the Sixers.
So the Hornets got the memo. Sixers got the memo.
Hornets ended up getting Con Knipple. I don't think Con Knipple is better than Ace Bailey. I don't think he is.
They just
So
ain't want to fuck with him. Utah Jazz was the only people out that list that was like, fuck what he talking about. Come
yeah, we
here.
gonna go ahead and take you.
Come here.
So not only did he lose out on a couple of mil, not only did he lose out on a couple of mil, he also still ended up going somewhere he didn't want to be. The draft strategy didn't really necessarily work in his favor.
They've been coming at his agent.
They're saying that it was his agent's idea, but when they drafted him, though, you seen the look on that man's face. They drafted that man. He looked like he ain't want to be there. You know, when you have a kid and then you first take them to their first day of school, that's what it looked like to me, man. He was a little nervous. He just didn't look like he didn't know what to say. And he was hiding behind his mom's. Hey, yo, your moms ain't gonna save you, nigga. You going to Utah. Oh, Ace Bailey, funny dog.
And then this nigga was skipping, like he didn't even hop on the plane to go to Utah afterwards. They was looking for him.
That's what they were saying. I think he just got to Utah not too long ago, though. He just got there. I think Walter Clayton, another player that he
hold
went
on.
there. He went
I didn't realize Walter Clayton ended up there too, because he got drafted by.
Got drafted by the Wizards, and then he got traded to the Jazz. I honestly think the Jazz was the one that made that pick. Probably made that trade before that pick even happened. He's with the Jazz now. Not even with the Wizards.
The Wizards.
It's better for him because I was about to say his career was finna die over there.
For sure, you did say that in Washington.
And they just traded
Collin Sexton.
Just traded Collin Sexton, so I definitely think that Walter Clayton's gonna have a huge role over there with the Jazz. I'm interested to see what he does.
So Collin Sexton got traded to the Hornets. How do you think that works out for him? Do you think that this fucked him up? Because that's somebody you said that we should have traded for.
I definitely feel like Collin Sexton on the Miami Heat, he definitely would have been able to help the Heat, especially now that the Heat got Mitchell and all that. But him being on the Hornets, I don't think that does anything for his development because you're going from one losing situation to another losing situation.
For sure.
And on top of that, I'm not necessarily sure how the fit with him and LaMelo's gonna be. You know?
LaMelo's a shooting guard or point guard? Shooting guard, right?
He's a point guard. He's a point guard / shooting guard. But LaMelo is a guy that needs the ball in his hands a lot. And you still got guys like Brandon Miller over there. You still got Con Knipple. You just drafted 4th overall. I don't know how Sexton fits into all of that. What I will say is this though. Maybe down the line, you could maybe see Miami trying to trade for a guy like that down the line.
Down the line, get him up out of there.
Because I feel like it would be a lot easier to get Collin Sexton's from the Wizards. I said the Wizards, the Hornets, than it would be to get him from the Jazz.
We've dealt with the Hornets before, and it went smooth, so they wouldn't mind dealing with us again.
It could be something that you could see again, but I feel like with Miami right now,
we good right now.
They're not trying to have another Terry Rozier experience. Getting guys
that's why they try to draft for a point guard.
Teams. Yeah, getting guys that's never played for a winning team. Getting a guy that really doesn't know how to win, but can put buckets up. It's not a formula that Miami is looking for right now.
It's because when you take a nigga from a losing team, you have to rewire their brain to winning. Nah, nigga, you're not just going out there to play for fun no more.
Yeah, unless they already have a winning gene inside of them.
Right.
Collin Sexton, I don't think he's consistently won at any high level of basketball. You go back to college, he was never really winning like that. Ever since he stepped foot in the league, he was never really winning like that. You know what I mean? Guys like Terry Rozier been in Charlotte way too fucking long. To the point where he was one of the OGs in the locker room. And that could never be a good thing for a team, nigga. You know what I mean? I'm interested to see what they do with him, though, man.
Last one, man. Lonzo Ball was traded to the Cavs. I don't it really ain't too much nothing too crazy about it, but I just wanted to really ask you his fitment on the Cavs, right, with Donovan Mitchell and
Right.
the because he's actually I feel like I feel like he's going to a good situation, right?
I look at Lonzo. Oh, go ahead. You was gonna say something.
You could I feel like what you're gonna say is probably gonna answer my question. I just wanted to know like I just want to know, do you think he was? I mean, he's obviously probably gonna start. Is
Not
he?
gonna start.
So, so who's starting over him?
Uh, what's his face? Garland. Garland gonna start.
Wait,
Garland's the
Garland's
starting
still
point
there. I
guard.
thought Garland didn't get traded.
No, he didn't get traded. Garland's still there. Garland's gonna be the starter, but what I like about this move for the Cavaliers, and I really do feel like this is probably a move that maybe Miami should have made. But like I said earlier before, they really, really like Drew Smith. They're probably gonna run it back with Drew Smith again, but I think that no matter what team Lonzo Ball goes to, I feel like he fits seamlessly on any team because Lonzo is just the ultimate team player. As long as he can stay healthy, he can give you some healthy minutes off the bench. He'll be good. And you could see him starting maybe a few games this year too, depending on what Garland's health is looking like. Because the Cleveland Cavaliers really, really crashed and burned in the playoffs when Garland got hurt. So maybe they're using Lonzo
Right.
Ball
As a filler.
as a sort of not really a filler. He's gonna have a role on the team, but maybe sort of an insurance policy, just in case Garland gets hurt again. You have a former number 2 overall pick that could probably step in there and give you some valuable minutes off the bench, or even start a few games for you because Lonzo has starting experience.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think Darius Garland is lasting on that team though, because all the discourse is that the niggas is setting up packages. Like people are saying like they should trade him like for LaMelo and try to bring his brother over there. Like I guess, but it's just like I'm telling you, like
I mean, but here's the thing with that logic though. How
they
would that
they
all
they
work?
they they offered him in an attempt to land KD, I guess. So I think he's on the chopping block if something good comes available, bro.
But I don't see it happening though. It's just what I'm saying. I don't see any of that happening. I don't think they're gonna trade him.
We'll be back here, guys, to talk about how I was right and he was wrong. Darius Garland is not gonna be on the Cavs for too long. Mark my words, y'all.
Okay, what's your idea of too long? You think he's gonna get traded this offseason or by the trade deadline in this during the regular season? What you think?
By the trade deadline, that nigga out of here.
You see a scenario where they send him to maybe a team like Boston,
That's what I'm saying, because they're not gonna.
like a nigga like Derek White?
If it came out 5 days ago that they included him in something for a nigga like KD, I wouldn't be shocked if it's a team like Boston for something. It had to be for something good where they damn near emptying the clip. I think the Cavs could probably handle a Jaylen Brown contract or some shit by throwing a bunch of assets
Not
at it.
yeah. But essentially, if you're doing that though, you'd probably end up with your team will probably just be
I
centered around Jaylen Brown and Mitchell.
I don't think it would be Jaylen Brown though. So it would have to be somebody that fits their roster because they have a lot over there, low key. And I just know what I know is, or what I think is, that nigga is gonna get traded. He's the reason,
Eventually.
bro. We talk about coaches get fired for fucked up playoff series. This
He
nigga needs
got
to be.
hurt though.
I don't give a fuck, nigga. He talking about a toe. Nigga talking about a toe.
I think he had to have surgery on that toe though at the end of the season. I don't know, man. I don't know. I
Niggas
don't
talking
know.
about a
But
toe, bro.
like you said
I
though,
know
so
we
it
ain't
would
talking
have
about a
to be
toe,
really
bro.
something good. It would have to be something really good though.
It would have to be something
'Cause
very, very enticing.
Because Garland is a for sure 20-point per game scorer.
Yeah, until you put him on your parlay.
That's true.
Until you put him on
That
your
is
parlay,
true.
man.
Well, that's facts.
That wraps it up for this one. We'll see
You
y'all
have
next
anything
time.
else?
No, I
Ain't
don't.
got nothing else, but dog.
Nah, bro. I got something else, but it's gonna be. I'm gonna separate it.
Type shit.
But yeah, man. I'm gonna see y'all on the next one, man. This nigga ugly, you know.
What you talking about?
Nah, that's the person that's next to me.
Okay.
Yeah, type shit. Put it this way. Yeah. The person that next to me, type shit.